Hello, my name is Modrim and today I will break down Weird West for you. I scoured the internet and watched all previews and gameplay reveals I could find to present you with an overview for this game. Now, Weird West is a top-down cel-shaded 3D twin-stick shooter developed by WolfEye Studios and published by Devolver Digital. The game is scheduled for release on the 31st of March 2022 and will be available on Steam, Xbox Game Pass, PS4 and Xbox One. Weird West features visceral combat similar to the Ascent, RPG elements you can usually find in CRPGs, and a sim-type world where every choice matters. The Wild West is pretty brutal at times, and Weird West is no different. Out-of-the-box thinking is heavily incentivized to solve problems in your own way. The story you experience takes place in an alternate version of the Wild West. Locations, maps, enemies and the soundtrack all feel strange and otherworldly, but at the same time eerily familiar to what you would expect from an old western film. It gives me that weird, uneasy feeling I usually get from horror games. You jump into the role of 5 protagonists struck by fate, chasing their own goals. You can choose between a gunslinger bounty hunter, brute pigman, bow-wielding guardian, werewolf cowboy and a psychic seer. Each playthrough will be unique due to the procedural generated loot, random encounters, maps and even some dialogue. Your choices in previous playthroughs will also impact the world, and you can find protagonists as NPCs throughout the world so you can venture forth together. Now, exploring this world can be done however you like. Follow the main quest, diverge into side quests or explore on your own. All your choices matter in this game. You will venture into bandit camps, forgotten mining outposts, towns, camps, stumble upon traders and hidden oases. And there are many other locations in the game for you to discover. Problems and riddles can be solved through a variety of ways. Stacking barrels on top of each other to get to a bird's nest, or to climb onto a rooftop of a building, using your own abilities to open paths, or collecting water to gain access to some refreshing beverage are just a few things you can do in this game. But it doesn't stop there. All this and much more can be utilized in combat, but I will talk about this one in the combat chapter. Exploration will take in maps of varying sizes, some smaller, some bigger. Some will be handcrafted and some procedurally generated, with loot being completely random except for a few specific things. Verticality is also a thing and you can take advantage of this. Some buildings will be tightly guarded, but you can also rope down in a chimney at night to gain access to the interior. Weird West will additionally feature a day-night cycle with effects on behavior of events, NPCs and quests. Resting, traveling, crafting and fighting all will take some time and further customize your playthrough. As mentioned before, loot will be randomized. You can interact and search with nearly every container in the game, but will not always find the same ingredients, tools, weapons and cards in subsequent journeys. Inventory space is limited and hidden stashes are also a thing. One more really cool thing is reputation. Depending on your choices, your standing will change, influencing your playthrough. Some NPCs might become hostile and attack you, or some might turn friendly towards you. This can lock you out of traders, quest givers and rewards, but can also unlock those for you. Defiling corpses by looting them, stealing in front of others, killing without reason or other atrocities will have negative impacts. Authorities will try to arrest you and put you into jail. You can resist, fight, pay up, serve your time or just break out. The choice is yours. Good, neutral, evil, stealthy all influence the behavior of NPCs towards you and your subsequent playthroughs with other characters. Ambushes, bounty hunters, friends that aid you in battle are just a few possibilities. Next is a short section on crafting. Well, it's not crafting per se, but you can cook up some food at campfires to heal you. You can also find materials like copper, iron or silver nuggets to upgrade your gear. Those can also be smelted into bars and sold to some traders. Now let's jump into combat. Weird West is a twin-stick shooter with RPG elements at its core. You have 5 weapon choices: a pistol, a shotgun, a rifle, a bow and a melee weapon of your choice. Each of them has additional subtypes to flesh it out a bit, but all that gets stale pretty fast. What makes it interesting are abilities. Each weapon has its own selection and each character has another set of 4 unique skills to spice up gameplay. To add to this, we have consumables at our disposal. Those range from diamond to Molotov cocktails, but can also be elemental potions and more. Now imagine that, but with bullet time. You can aim and jump to perform leap jumps. Those slow down time and let you unload enemies in exchange for some ability juice. Ability juice is also used for your other 4 abilities you have equipped. A weapon wheel gives you easy and fast access to all your tools, and all weapons also need ammo. Replenishing your supply can be taken care of by buying it from traders, looting corpses and containers, and scrapping weapons you don't need. But that's not all. We also have the environment to wreak havoc with. We can use explosive barrels to rip our foes apart, poisonous lotion can be applied to their skin, and falling lanterns make sure to fry them to a crisp. Jumping on foes will knock them out, sneaking behind them to steal their breath is also an option, and special arrows to leave them dazzled all contribute to making combat engaging and fun. Stealthy gameplay is also encouraged in this game, and rewards you with better reputation, more damage on opening strikes, and rewards otherwise unobtainable. Now speaking of fun, it can also be fun for the enemy when they kill you. To avoid this, you need to take cover behind stuff. Once you do take damage, you can heal through a variety of things. Bandages can be applied to mend your wounds. You can also eat random stuff you find lying around in boxes and barrels. Healthy. Once you spot a campfire, you can also cook something tasty. Taking a nap also refreshes you in exchange for a few hours of your playtime. A tip I found: you can interact with a cactus to heal you, or empty a barrel, put it into the open and gather some rain to drink so you can heal some more. Rain makes you wet. A status effect. This one is one of many, and all have benefits or debuffs that are applied to you. Those can be perks like lightning resistance, poisoning nearby foes when dodging, or being wet and being more susceptible to lightning strikes. Now this brings me to progression. What can we do to improve our character? The game has a few RPG elements that flesh out our character. Equipment has multiple tiers and offers you with perks like lightning resistance. It can be upgraded, found or bought. This applies to your vests and your weapons. There are also multiple subtypes offering you different damage values, fire rates, perks and more. Amulets on the other hand give you much more powerful passives that alter your gameplay significantly, like the already mentioned poison and dodge. Every character has additional access to passive perks that are unlocked via cards you find throughout your adventure. Those range from more health, more loot in containers, reduced prices, faster reload speed and more. Cards cannot be found in fixed locations and are randomized. Characters also have access to a bunch of abilities. Each protagonist has their own 4 abilities to choose from and standard weapon abilities. To unlock those, you need Nymph relics, and those can be found in fixed locations and are not randomized, at least from what I have gathered. Now that's all there is to know right now. Sadly, I had no early access, but I still hope I could give you a satisfying amount of insight into Weird West. Don't forget to like, sub and comment, and see you next time in my next preview, review, guide or first impression. I thank everyone for their generous donation, and bye!